538 votes will decide this election. So just who makes up this population? And does your vote count more in some states? Well, with some answers, joining me is Dr. Michelle Deardoff, Department Chair and Professor of the Political Science Department here at Jackson State University. Welcome.
Thank you.
So explain how this Electoral College system works.
When the founders created our system, in the Constitution, it tells us that there's two votes. There's the popular election vote, where everybody casts their ballot for president, but there's also the vote of the Electoral College. So in Mississippi, voters, when they voted, it said not just the candidates, but the electors for those candidates. And so each state has a number of electors based on the number of representatives in the House of Representatives and the number of senators.
And who are these people? Who are these electors?
Sure, they're party elite. The party determines who they are. Every state selects them differently, but they are essentially representatives and senators, elected officials, party volunteers who've been involved for a very long time, but these are people who've invested themselves very deeply in the political party.
Now, some critics say that the Electoral College system may need to be reformed. Some say abolished. What say you?
I would say it needs to be reformed. I would like to see it a more of a proportional system. Right now, the system is winner take all. And what that means is whoever wins the popular vote in the state gets all of the electoral votes for that state. So third-party candidates really don't have a chance of influencing the outcome of a presidential election. Some states like Maine have a proportional system. And the proportion of the popular vote you win tells you what proportion of electors you get to cast.
And real briefly, how did the 2000 election play out using the Electoral College? With Gore versus Bush.
Sure. In that case, one candidate, the Democratic candidate, won the popular vote, and another candidate won the Electoral College vote. It's happened one other time in our nation's history, and it's very upsetting for people when that occurs because it challenges our understanding of democracy.
And what makes it so difficult to sort of make these changes?
Certainly. The main reason is that it has to be changed because it's a constitutional framing. It has to be changed either by Congress or the states. And the two parties control Congress in the states, and it's in the best interest of the Democratic and Republican parties to maintain the system as it is because they're not threatened by third parties.
And well, do you think the political party, the two-party system, do you think it's good? Does that need to be reformed?
That's a hard question. There are good things about it. We do have stability that many countries with multi-party systems do not have. And the Electoral College and the two-party system does provide us that kind of stability. The downside is we don't often have the influx of new ideas or the nuances that we need to have. And so we're seeing a growing number of independent voters, and the growing number of independent voters, political scientists believe, has led to the greater polarization of the two parties, which makes them more extreme and us less likely to compromise or sometimes come up with the right decision.
Michelle Deardoff, Department Chair of the Political Science Department here at JSU. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
That's a wrap.